From the moment you are born, people teach you to be emotional. Be nice, be soft, be understanding, be available, be emotional. But then you grow up and realize something uncomfortable. The world often respects cold people more. Not because cold people are better human beings, but because emotional people are easier to manipulate, easier to pressure, easier to control. And once you understand this, you start seeing human behavior differently. Before we go deeper, if you enjoy videos about psychology, success, money, and human behavior, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and turn on notifications because this channel is designed to help you understand the hidden rules nobody explains. Let's start with something simple. Imagine two people in a negotiation. One becomes emotional, reacts, quickly explains too much, and fears losing the opportunity. The other stays calm, speaks slowly, controls their emotions, and appears willing to walk away. Who usually has more power? Almost always the calmer person. Why? Because emotional control creates perceived strength. Now, this does not mean becoming heartless. It means understanding that emotional reactions often reduce influence. People trust certainty. They respect self-control. They admire composure under pressure, and emotionally reactive people unintentionally signal weakness, uncertainty, or desperation. Now think about modern society. The people who often rise to positions of power are not always the kindest people. Usually they are the people most capable of controlling emotion under stress. CEOs, negotiators, leaders, athletes, high performers. In difficult situations, emotions can cloud judgment, and the person who stays emotionally stable usually gains the advantage. Now let's go deeper into relationships, because this is where people notice this principle the most. The person who becomes emotionally dependent usually loses power first. The person constantly seeking validation, attention, reassurance, or approval often becomes easier to manipulate. And this creates something painful. Many people confuse emotional control with lack of care, but they are not the same thing. Someone can feel deeply while still maintaining discipline over their reactions, and that difference changes everything. Now think about this. Why do emotionally calm people often appear more attractive, more confident, more respected? Because emotional stability creates psychological safety. People feel that calm individuals are harder to shake, harder to pressure, harder to dominate. And humans naturally respect perceived strength. Now here's something even more important. Emotional people often make temporary emotions into permanent decisions. They quit businesses too early, destroy relationships impulsively, waste money emotionally, say things they regret, react instead of thinking. And one emotional moment can create consequences that last years. This is why self-control is one of the most valuable skills in life. If this video is making you think differently, take a second, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because understanding psychology changes the way you navigate the world forever. Now let's talk about modern manipulation. Most manipulation works through emotion. Fear sells, anger spreads. Validation controls behavior. Social media understands this perfectly. News understands this perfectly. Advertising understands this perfectly. If someone can trigger your emotions consistently, they can often influence your decisions without you realizing it. That's why emotionally reactive people are easier to control. Now, let's go deeper into silence. One of the most powerful traits in psychology is controlled silence. Most people talk too much when nervous. They explain too much, defend too much, react too quickly. But calm people understand something powerful. Silence creates pressure. Silence creates mystery. Silence creates control. This is why high-level negotiators often pause before responding. This is why confident people are comfortable with silence. And this is why emotionally disciplined people usually appear more powerful even without speaking much. Now let's talk about respect. Respect is not created only through kindness. Respect is often created through boundaries. And emotional people struggle with boundaries because they fear disappointing others. So they say yes too often, tolerate disrespect too long, and emotionally exhaust themselves trying to keep everyone happy. But cold people often protect their energy better. They detach faster and emotionally exhaust themselves trying to keep everyone happy. But cold people often protect their energy better. They detach faster. Now here's the uncomfortable truth. The world often takes emotional people for granted, especially people who constantly give attention, energy, understanding, and availability without limits. Because humans naturally value what feels scarce, and emotional over-availability removes scarcity completely. Now this does not mean becoming cruel, arrogant, or emotionally dead. It means becoming emotionally disciplined. There is a massive difference. Real emotional strength is not emotional suppression. It is emotional control. Feeling emotions without becoming controlled by them. That is real power. Now let's connect this to money and success. High performers understand something most people don't. Your emotions can destroy years of progress. One emotional investment decision, one emotional business decision, one emotional argument, one emotional reaction online, and suddenly opportunities disappear. This is why wealthy, successful people often prioritize emotional stability heavily. Because consistency requires emotional control. Now think about athletes. The best athletes in the world are not emotionless, but they perform under pressure without collapsing emotionally. That ability separates average performers from elite performers. The same thing applies to life. Pressure reveals emotional discipline. Now let me ask you something honestly. Do you think modern society rewards emotional discipline or emotional reaction? Write your answer in the comments, because the answer explains a lot about modern culture. Now let's go deeper into energy. Cold people often conserve energy better. Emotional people drain energy reacting to everything. Every opinion affects them. Every criticism affects them. Every conflict affects them. And over time, this becomes exhausting mentally, emotionally, physically. But emotionally disciplined people choose carefully what deserves their reaction. And that creates peace, clarity, and control. Now imagine two people. One reacts emotionally to everything for 10 years. The other learns emotional discipline, emotional intelligence, boundaries, patience, and self-control. Do you think their lives will feel the same after a decade? Not even close. One becomes controlled by circumstances. The other becomes controlled by intention. And that difference changes everything. Now here's the final truth. The world does not necessarily respect people who feel the most. It respects people who remain stable under pressure. Because stability signals strength, and strength creates influence. So learn to feel deeply without reacting impulsively. Learn to care without losing yourself. Learn to stay calm while others lose control, because emotional discipline may become one of the rarest and most valuable skills of modern life. If you got value from this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because this channel is about understanding psychology, power, money, success, and the hidden dynamics shaping modern society.